we don't?
Correct. You first and then I'll do it.
All right.
Right hand, repeat after me, please. I do solemnly swear
Solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of
and
Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the
as
office
the Mayor of the Farmer City,
of the
Mayor of Farmer City, Illinois, according to the best of my ability.
the Mayor of Farmer City of Illinois according to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Stop. Come on up, Scott. Let's see if I can stumble through this. Submitted by Josh and I'll just go at the same time. Okay, gentlemen, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office to the City Council
of the office of the City Council
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Call the meeting to order.
Jenkins?
Here.
Klein?
Here.
McKinley?
Yes.
Testori?
Yes.
The first thing on our agenda is the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Call.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Klein?
Yes.
McKinley?
Yes.
Testori?
Yes.
Motion carries.
There being no unfinished business, we move to section 3, new business.
I make a motion to go into executive session, personnel, to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, and or performance of specific employees pursuant to section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act 5 ILCSC.
Second.
Call it.
Klein?
Yes.
McKinley?
Yes.
Testori?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Motion carries.
In open session. We're continuing on with our new business.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2015-11, appointing Sandra Eishaw to the position of city clerk until the first Monday of May 2019.
Discussion?
Generally, the position of city clerk and runs concurrent with the mayor's position. This has been changed into an appointed position several years ago.
You want to stay?
And enough is John Nixon.
She didn't give her black.
Any discussion? Appreciate your service here, Colin.
Thank you. Klein?
Yes.
McKinley?
Yes.
Testori?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2015-12, appointing Sharon Folkert, Sally Bell, and Jean Michaels to the Farmer City Public Library Board of Trustees.
Discussion?
As you see in the resolution, gentlemen, this is for a 3-year term for those 3 ladies.
That's good.
Call it?
McKinley?
Yes.
Testori?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Klein?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2015-13, MFT for maintenance of streets and highways by municipality.
Second.
Discussion?
Currently, we're looking at spending some $83,000 for oil and chip. That's actually not a very good program. We get somewhere around 50-some thousand a year, so you see that there's some holdover from previous years. We're still hopeful. There's been some communication with IDOT. We're still hopeful that we can put the gutter pan in up on both sides of the swimming pool there on John. And there's discussions with IDOT about changing the parking there in front of the Schneider building. It's come back on some technicality on the wording process on whether IDOT will approve those 2 portions of the project. So this $83,000 is for spray patch, it's for oil and chip, is to do a little bit of painting. And if we are allowed to do those other projects, depending on the cost that comes in, we'll come back at you with an amendment to the MFP program. So,
Any discussion? Call.
Testori,
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
McKinley?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve resolution, or excuse me, ordinance 949, regulating hours at all city parks.
Second.
Discussion.
called around, and there's several communities where their parks close at dark. The merit of that is the changing of daylight savings time. In the winter, it gets dark 4:30, 5 o'clock. It's dark then. If you set your hours at 10 o'clock, you've got those 5 hours where kids could be running around town because curfew isn't until 10 during the week. So anyway, I called around to the neighborhood communities, Hayworth, Gibson City, Clinton, Illinois, Leroy, just to name those four, and they were using 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So we brought this back at you after the last council meeting when it was voted down, and we're recommending 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. To model the other neighborhood communities.
Discussion.
Are any of the parks used after 10 p.m.? People fishing out South Park?
You have organized events, and in this ordinance, it was recognized that if there was an organized event, it would apply at that time. So, this would be, are there people in the parks after 10?
Are they using that park for access to the Salt Creek?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah, the city park, I don't see too big a problem with, except for this, maybe this one here, that'll people walking through, but.
This one's not, this one's out.
Generally,
This
don't
one's
rec-
excluded from it across the street.
just so that you know, generally I don't recognize from the audience during this discussion. However, I will,
No, that's fine, he answered. I was just wanting to know if this included this park here, and Willard just said it didn't.
okay.
That's the only question I was curious.
Any other discussion? So,
I think this answers the concerns we had last time, so I'm okay with the time.
call it.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
McKinley?
Yes.
Testori?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 950, amending ordinance 857, adding section 90.11F, inspections.
Second.
Discussion.
Okay, chickens. We're always talking about chickens here at the council meeting. We don't have any way for an officer or a municipal official to go make any type of an inspection. The ordinance says that the pen has to be towards the back of the yard. It's illegal for a police officer just to enter upon property to make that inspection. This ordinance would allow that police officer to go back, make sure that the pen is properly constructed, make sure that the pen is towards the back of the yard, make sure that the pen has a covering over it as stated in the ordinance, and to make sure that there are no dead animals there, and to make sure that there are only 6 birds as allowed by ordinance. This information was gathered from our city attorney. He made these recommendations.
Any discussion?
Is there a definition of what a properly constructed coop is?
It's spelled out in the ordinance.
Call
Vaughn?
Yes.
McKinley?
Yes.
Testori?
You say no?
Jenkins?
it. Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to section 4, city manager's report.
A couple different things here. One thing is that people come up to the police department or they come up to you and they verbally give a complaint. And so I was asked to follow up on that. I did get a hold of the city attorney. I do have it documented through an email. The city attorney says you have to have a written complaint. It's difficult to get somebody to come into court and testify, and if you want that police officer to do his job and not put the city in any type of liability, you need to have that written complaint. And the liability issue is a lot of it. So that's one thing to keep in mind when somebody comes up to you and they say that they talked to a police officer and they complained about something, the officer didn't do anything. Find out if they put a complaint in writing. A couple other things, the water main over on Richardson Street has got full of water. It was to be pressure tested today, but with the rain, Calvin, our water guy, said that the gentleman that has to come over does not work out in the rain. So we're hoping maybe tomorrow we can get that thing pressure tested. After it passes the pressure test, then we'll get the residential water lines hooked up. That thing's moving pretty quickly. Then the yards will have to be dressed back, the terrace gets dressed back, seeded, streets get put back, we'll be good to go. The bathhouse out South Park, if you haven't been out there, several blocks have been laid. That thing's going pretty good now. And I did go down just last week to an IMEA meeting in Springfield. Brought back some good information. And so I'll be typing that up and pass that on to you. It sounds like Ameren customers are going to be faced with a pretty substantial rate increase here. Wally reported late today that the cooling tower work has been completed. That if you drove up and down Main Street, you'll see that they've got the new American flags up today. The inside guys were working out, the light plant working on the new oil cooling oil filter system out there inside the building. And today, I get a little bit of feedback from you guys. The Chambers requested using Central Park for a farmer's market. Now, they haven't decided what day it would be, but they wanted to get kind of a feedback to make sure that that would be okay. I think it'd be a great thing to draw people downtown if we did have a farmer's market. So, we get a little endorsement, verbal endorsement on that one.
I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody here, but I think it's a great idea.
Someone's gonna give them a ticket.
Okay. And the last thing is, at the last council meeting, there was a presentation about a tree in an alley. I did get a hold of Cox Tree Company. They're the ones that do all the work for us. He went down, he visually inspected the tree. He tells me that the tree is solid. He doesn't believe that the tree poses a hazard to anyone. Spoke with a couple of the neighbors in that block. The neighbors don't have an issue with the tree. Then I contacted Ken Beth's office. Any tree that's out on a public way in a dedicated alley on the terrace is our property. It's our obligation to maintain.
So an arborist there is telling us that the tree's okay.
The tree's okay.
Any questions to the city manager's report? Any non-agenda items or other business? We do have one public comment this evening. Mr. Hannon, you have the floor.
Thank you. Can I ask the city manager a question?
Sure.
Is the tree company, Larry, are they certified arborists? Because I brought in that, the tree is full of wood rot. And a certified arborist to tell the council and the city that this is a healthy, viable tree, one half of it is, one half of it isn't. I've worked on enough shrubbery and trees and everything like that. This is a problem that will not be going away, and there is no cure for it. Okay? And that is a city right-of-way. That's what the lawyer said.
I believe so, yeah.
It's a dedicated alley.
Okay. Okay. And the drawing that my
Did you find?
mechanical drawing
sir, I-
ever materialize again?
No, I didn't realize that you would need it back, I'm sorry.
I gave it to Mr. Mayor.
And I gave it to the city manager. I didn't know that you wanted it back, so. You're coming to request that the tree be removed, correct?
I can't, I mean,
Well, that's your request,
I feel that it's just a matter of time.
okay?
I tried to get a dumpster brought in to the back of my property today. And the guy, Dave, at night, you know, he knows that alley, and he said, Tim, I just don't think we can get a dumpster back in there and get it into your property. So, I'm gonna have it sitting on the,
I don't, unless the council has anything, I am not giving the city manager direction to cut the tree down at this time, sir.
okay.
Also, gentlemen, if I could interject, the price to have the tree taken down is estimated at $2,000.
Okay, well,
Was there anything else, sir?
thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
And,
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Call it.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
McKinley.
Yes.
West Orange.
Yes.
Motion carried.